God is good. Don't forget we are celebrating our second year anniversary right here with FM on air. So on the 27th of this month, next week Saturday, from 10 to 4 p.m. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on location. Check us out. You know what I say? God is good. Peace. I'm out. See you Sunday.
Are you thirsty for some good songs? Well, thirst no more. Join me, DJ Snow, weekdays from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. So let the afternoon flow with me, DJ Snow.
Let it blow, let it blow, let it blow. Don't miss it.
The whispers in the morning.
It's exciting, sometimes romantic, and always informational. It's Love Stories, and it's coming to you on Fit FM 96.7 as of Thursday, April 1, 2021, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join me, Queen G, for cutting-edge conversations and advice about love and relationships to spice up your love life. Love Stories, building healthy relationships. Don't miss it.
Boy, time hardy, man. From me buying 2 lentils, see that boy, me can't buy no more.
Yo, come here.
What, Master Joe?
You know, yes, a Carib sales hardware keep a huge yard sale.
How will you answer to me?
Massive discounts and amazing home items.
For real?
Spend 10,000 or more and get better.
Me I go up there right now.
Yeah, man, go check it out.
No hesitation.
Join Fit FM live from Carib Sales Hardware on Saturday, April 3 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There'll be lots of discounts, prizes, and surprises. You can't afford to miss it.
The month of March is very special to us here at Fit FM 96.7. On March 6, 2019, we officially went on air, signaling the start of something wonderful for the parish of Trelawney and by extension, the world. As we celebrate our second anniversary, we invite you, our ardent listeners, to join us on Saturday, March 27, between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. for our Fit FM Day. Come and meet your favorite personality. Take photos, see us in action, and if you are unable to come by, we will be live on all social media sites. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed. So join us on the 96.7 or here at Broadcast House at Stewart Castle on Saturday, March 27. It's our day, Fit FM Day. Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Cultural Mix, an exciting radio show, identifying and showcasing cultural diversity across the world through music, interviews, and lively discussions. Join Bev Moon Child on Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. Tune in. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
You've got to give this. I'm standing 10 feet tall.
Know yourself, know your roots, know your culture. You're in tune to Cultural Mix with Bev Moon Child and Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Mara said that.
Last night I had a dream upon the four corners of the world. Shone the light of love. erasing our hatred, greed, and pain, revealing to man what life's really worth. Yeah. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. Last night I had a dream. War was an obstacle of the past, buried in the history book. Racism was no more, extinguished by a ray of hope. Yeah. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. Righteousness cover the earth, little children play and sing. Over vibes of feeling, make me wanna jump and sing. Yeah. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. Yeah, 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 yeah. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace.
Folks, wherever you are, we say good evening. Good evening, one, and good evening, all. It's Friday, and guess what? It's March 19, 2021, and you are tuned, of course, to Cultural Mix with Bev Moon Child, your host, in the studios of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. We thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us this evening. It's Friday, and guess what? We're grateful to be here, and we want you to stay with us for another 2 hours. And your friend, this is how we're going to pass off very, very quickly, because we have a really, really nice show lined up for you this evening. So we want the people to check in as we have our roll call, right? So we want the people, wherever you are, to check in, whether you're on the 96.7, pardon, or you are on Facebook, or you are on www.fitfmja.com. We want you to check in. Check in one, check in all the communities as usual. You know, we have our roll call. So we want everybody to check in. Stuart Castle, Daniel Town, check in Falmouth, Carey Park, Duncans. We want everybody to check in. And guess what? It would be nice for you to just touch base with us and tell us where you're checking in from. You can send us a text, you can send us a WhatsApp message, and we have 2 numbers now, 876-482-4944 or 876-317-1991. So you can text and tell us where you're checking in from, right? We will really appreciate that. It is one of those evenings when we are going to have an awesome discussion with our guest standing by, and he's ready. Can you believe it? He's ready, and we are also ready. We're going to have an awesome conversation later on. So we want everybody to check in. We really love the vibe on a Friday evening. You know, we're going to say Aquaba. Of course, that is welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. Wherever you are, we welcome you. We thank you for being with us. We also thank the kind of response that we have been getting, responses rather, we have been getting for Fit FM and for Cultural Mix. We thank you so much. We want for you, of course, to check out Bev Moon Child on Bev Moon Child Culture and Lifestyle. That's my Facebook page. You can also check me out on Instagram at Bev Moon Child. And you can also check out my YouTube at Bev Moon Child, Full Life, Full Experiences. Check Fit FM, of course, on all social media platforms. Anywhere you check, Fit FM 96.7 is there as your life and your music station. So check us out, right? We do everything on Cultural Mix if you're just joining. We do interviews, we play music, and this evening is no other. And we talk about cultural diversities. We live in a world of diversity. So we talk about cultural diversities. And of course, we have to respect each other's culture. You know, sometimes we don't respect because we don't understand. And of course, on Cultural Mix, we try to highlight different cultures, different practices, and different traditions. So we thank you so much. Many people tune in to hear the music. We appreciate. We want to hail up Derwin because he always talk about the music. Thank you, Derwin, always over there in London, joining with us. We thank you so much. Invite a friend to like the Fit FM Facebook page and tell that friend to invite another friend. We want everything to grow. And because we are in March, you know, we are still celebrating Fit FM second anniversary. Really, it has been an awesome journey for the Fit family. So we want to hail up everybody, all the disc jockeys, all the persons who have programs, and we hear new programs coming on. So you know, fit, I get fitter, right? We are really growing. It has been a week of, I don't know, every evening we come, we have something to talk about. But before we talk about the week, we want to thank Aymara for being with us last week. What a refreshing discussion we had, Aymara. About the natural role of the female and the true position that the female should take in the world. Really, really good, amazing discussion we had with Aymara. And the feedback has been great, especially from females. We saw one female who said, "Where is this man? I want to find it. I want to hear some more." So, Aymara, people love for your reason, right? You're defending the female and they love it. I love it. You can just imagine. Right? So, we thank Aymara for an awesome discussion last week. Big up yourself, Aymara. We appreciate that and we love you. Take care of yourself, all right? As we say, it is March 19, 2021, and we want, of course, for you to stay with us until 8 o'clock. And it's 8 o'clock curfew still, right? So just on the nip of the curfew, right? You stay with us. And you'd be at home anyway. So you just jam with us for the rest of the evening. It's Friday, and you know, a lot of people may have, and it's month end too, so maybe people trying to rush home and to get a few things done and to get home. So it is Friday. We really thank you for being here with us. We're going to take a little break. We're going to come back and go right into what we have lined up for this evening. So let's take a break. We soon come back.
Yeah. Mother Earth is
which one of them?
We know. Earth is our home.
Okay, Earth is our home. And if the Earth is our home, you know we have to take care of the Earth. So let's hear some Cherry Natural. Earth is our
Mother
home.
Earth. Yeah. Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the only home we know. Neil Armstrong could not stay on the moon for too long. Venus and Mars are our closest neighbors. No hope there for humans. The cosmos is in chaos. Global warming, climate change, ozone depletion, glaciers melting, ocean rising. The sea that used to feed us is getting hungry. eating up the land. Greenhouse gases, fossil fuel emission, more carbon, less oxygen, filling our lungs with toxin. Big corporation dumping their toxic waste in the rivers and lakes, using the ocean as their garbage bin. Garbage bin, filling it with plastic, turning the water acidic, damaging the coral reef. The mangroves are on the threat. Nothing left to buffer us from storm surges and flood. The burning down the rainforest, destroying Mother Nature's asset. The birds have no place for rest, Nowhere to breed, pollinating insects disappearing because of corporate greed. Jeez, I couldn't tell when last I see some bees. Earth is becoming a melting pot. Joni Mitchell said, the paving paradise, putting up parking lots. The paving paradise, putting up parking lots. We won't know what we have got until it's gone. The running away the bees, replacing the trees with concrete. Lack of vision. If they can't see the problems, they need to see an optician. They need to see an optician. Mother Earth is suffocating. She can't breathe. Her lungs are blocked. Capitalism hands are around her neck and its knees in her back. She's heartbroken.
Afternoon,
Mother
6 to
Earth.
8 p.m. with
Yeah.
Bev Moon Child and Fit FM
Mother Earth.
96.7.
Yeah.
And we tune in every Friday.
Mother
We
Earth.
lock in.
Yeah.
And Shadrach said that.
Mother Earth. Yeah. Mother Earth is the only home we know. Neil Armstrong could not stay on the moon for too long. Venus and Mars are our closest neighbors. No hope there for humans. The cosmos is in chaos. Global warming, climate change, ozone depletion, glaciers melting, ocean rising. The sea that used to feed us is getting hungry, eating up the land. Greenhouse gases, fossil fuel emission, more carbon, less oxygen, filling our lungs with toxin. Big corporation dumping their toxic waste in the rivers and lakes, using the ocean as their garbage bin. Garbage bin, filling it with plastic, turning the water acidic, damaging the coral reef. The mangroves are on the threat. Nothing left to buffer us from storm surges and flood. The burning down the rainforest, destroying Mother Nature's asset. The birds have no place for rest. Nowhere to breed, pollinating insects disappearing because of corporate greed. Jeez, I couldn't tell when last I see some bees. Earth is becoming a melting pot. Joni Mitchell said, the paving paradise, putting up parking lots. The paving paradise.
Wow, what a poem from our sister there, Cherry Natural. Welcome back, everyone. It's Cultural Mix. It's Friday, and we are in the studios of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. And we just heard there from Cherry Natural, the earth is our home. A line that struck me in that song, the sea is hungry, eating up the land. Can you imagine? Profound one there, sister. Cherry Natural. Hail up to our dear sister and keep putting in some work, and putting pen to paper. Really a powerful one there. The earth is our home. So it is Cultural Mix. It's Friday. And we want to hail up some persons on Facebook who are with us. Dr. Asher, thank you for joining. Good evening. Derwin, checking in as usual from the UK on board. Thank you, Derwin. We have Lavelda Robinson. Good evening, Lavelda. How are you? We are doing well, and we hope you are doing well also. Thank you for being with us. So invite others to join. Invite your friend and tell your friend to invite another friend as we go through this evening here on Cultural Mix on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. So in Jamaica, for the past week, lots of things have happened, but the injections are here, and there's something that drop good in Jamaica. We hear say some missing, but I'm wondering though, how a vaccine? What them say happened to it? It was misplaced. Was it a vial or a whole case of the vaccines, as they are called? It was just one vial. But even if it's one vial, how one something go missing? Is it where in a lunchroom refrigerator or something? So anybody can just pass by and take out one? That kind of thing. I don't know what is happening there, and how it can be misplaced. And if it was misplaced, then you should have find it back. Because you know where you put it, where it shouldn't be. So that one, it's a little unsettling for me, that you could have something that should be guarded with care, and one of them just gone missing. Something is not right somewhere, and it shouldn't sit well with the authorities at all. Something has to be done about that. Another thing that struck me in the week, was it yesterday or the day before, that I saw a whole line of seniors. I don't know where they were gathered. They were lined up because it all came out for their vaccines. I don't know who told them that they could come out, but it was a whole line of seniors. Who, you saw them? They came out for them vaccination. So I could hear somebody in the background saying to them, you will get a phone call or you'll be notified. Don't just turn up. I don't know who told these seniors that they could just turn up to get their vaccines. That's another thing that didn't sit right with me at all. All these persons were there lined up for how did they get to know that they could go somewhere, or who spread that kind of message to them that they could have found themselves at this place already to be injected? That never sit too right with me at all. The Prime Minister says he will not cut the line. He's waiting his turn, and I don't wrong him. Don't cut the line, sir. Wait your turn, because a lot of people lining up at the back just like you, right? So we want to know that we are being orderly on this one. We're not cut the line, because Jamaican people love cut line and beg a blie. Well, the Prime Minister says he's not cutting the line. He's waiting his turn, and we say, sir, lots of people are following your example. They're waiting at the back of the line, just like how you are waiting. We all are waiting, sir. Yes, we are waiting. We're not cut the line at all, because we know that healthcare workers, frontline workers, doctors and nurses and the elderly and so on, those people are at the front of the line, 65 and over, or 60 and over. And we have a lot of persons who will fall in those categories, those cohorts. We have a number of them. So, Prime Minister, I hail you on this one. Don't cut the line, sir. Wait your turn. Because some people not even in a line, sir. So, we applaud you for not cutting the line and waiting your turn. We love. But guess what? It's the same thing I heard from the Pfizer CEO. Man said, no, cut the line. And you would imagine that is his company will make the vaccine, right? So him could have just get a vaccine quick. Him said, no, he's not going ahead of the line, and he will wait his turn. That is a Pfizer CEO. And then he make it, if him company make the vaccine. And him now take it before the other people who must take it, which are seniors over 60 and healthcare workers and frontline work. And he's none of those. So he's waiting his turn. And I say, okay, so we are follow them and we are wait return. And we are still we at the back. So make the other people who must take the vaccine and those who are rushing to go and take it. So that was something to smile about for the week that went ahead, the days that went ahead. So it is Cultural Mix, and it is where we discuss everything cultural. And this evening is no different.
So we are lining up very soon to talk to our host, our guest rather, Mr. Charles Hyatt. And guess what? When you hear that name, you wonder, Charles Hyatt. Name sounds very familiar. As a matter of fact, somebody on Facebook said to me, and Charles, you have to answer to this one when you join us. The person said, I thought Charles Hyatt died. We said, well, tune in on Friday and you will hear the whole story. So I know that person is, of course, going to join us to hear what is happening on Cultural Mix this evening. Jen Hugh, we want to hail you up there in Warsaw. Thank you for always being with us. We appreciate that, man. Keep joining us and keep telling other persons about the program because we want the program to grow and the listenership and the viewership to increase. Fit is here to stay. And we want you to be a part of the growth. Cultural Mix is here and we want you to be a part of the growth. So ask people to join and to share the program and to share the station and just share what them say. Share what them say, like and share. Yes, man. So we are joined, that line we are joined, like and share, like and share. And we're also on YouTube. So check that out, like and share. Go on YouTube and subscribe to the Fit FM page and let the thing grow, you know. It is one of the stations that is committed to the growth and development, and things are really happening. Big things are going on. Big things are going on, Fui, at Fit FM. So it is Cultural Mix, of course, and we are, in a little while, going to be talking to our guest for this evening. Thank everybody who has joined us so far, and we want you to spread the word, spread the word, spread the word, spread the word, so we get a good support. We love the support so far. People continue to give nice feedback. So we love what is happening. Thank you so much, everyone. A blessed, okay, we saw Derwin already. All right, so keep those coming in. And do we take another break before we talk with Charles? All right, so we're gonna take another break. I will come back quick time. Cherry again, think before you post. Big up Sister Cherry Natural, anywhere you are.
Anger and nervous finger is a recipe for total disaster. If you have a dispute with a friend or a family member, stay far from social media. When the adrenaline rush to your brain, just keep calm and remain sane. Don't react too quick, you will get caught with the insecure matrix. When you chip, vengeance casts loose tongue to slip. So before you spit, edit the script. Gossip is toxic. Gossip is toxic. The only thing it creates is shame and regrets. Life is like a boomerang. The cause return with the effects. So think before you post. One click, like magic, the whole of your business exposed. No one cares about the source or who you be. Public opinions will tie you up into a verbal knot and bore holes into your stories. Excavate your past mistakes and bring your darkest secrets to the surface. Life comes with conditions and conflicts. Closets are filled to the brim with dirty linens. Wash them at home, not in the public. Taking down someone with a post on Instagram to stroke your ego might go viral, but it won't make you into a hero. You become a rival, putting unnecessary pressure on your survival. When fingerprints sent, prepare for the consequence. You are going to need a parachute, cause when the feces hits the fan, you're going down too. You're going down too. Even if you know it's the truth, mum is the word. Sometimes it's best to stay mute. So think before you post. One click like magic, the whole of your business exposed. No one cares about the source or who you be. Public opinions will tie you up into a verbal knot and bore holes into your stories. Excavate your past mistakes and bring your darkest secrets to the surface. Bring your darkest secrets to the surface. Using words as weapon to win your wars will only leave victims with internal scars. nobody wins. Words are not just wind, words are swords with sharp blades, ready to cut your character into thousands of little pieces.
That's one
as
there
it
coming from
pleases.
Cherry Natural again. And she's saying, think. Think before you post. Sister, we thank you so much for those words of wisdom. Think before you post. Some of us don't think, we just post. And after we post, we start to reconsider, but it's already out there. So, words of wisdom coming from our dear Sister Cherry Natural. Ladies and gentlemen, and I know there are boys and girls, we are now ready for the one. Is it the one and only Charles?
Not really.
Not really. Not really. Charles Hyatt, welcome.
Thank
to the
you so
studios
much.
of
I'm so
Fit
happy to be here with you, Bev. Yeah, man, this is,
7.
I've been looking forward to this. So, you know what I mean? This is going to be fun.
It is. It is going to be. It is cultural mix, and we really appreciate you saying, agreeing to be on the program. We really love that kind of vibration. Thank you so much for.
Well, the thing is that the quality of your program is definitely something I would want to be attached to. I love the fact that you big up our culture and what you do with it. You see, like all those two Cherry Naturals, you're not gonna hear that on regular radio. So obviously, Fit FM is not regular radio.
We are not.
So this is a great thing.
You have to go do a drop for us. Fit FM is not regular radio.
Absolutely, that's right.
Thank you so much for that encouragement, child. That's what we want, you know. We want to know that we really are doing something that people appreciate. And coming from you, we love it. We love it. So how are you, man? How are things?
You know, so I'm happy. I woke up this morning and I give thanks because a lot of people didn't make it. So every day that I get a chance to actually live my purpose, I have to give thanks.
Yeah. And we really need to emphasize that, you know, that once you are up and once the blood is pumping, you need to give thanks. Gratitude, as they say, is a must. So I was making a comment before you came on that when I posted the flyer on Facebook, somebody replied and said, I thought Charles Hyatt died.
Well, Charles Hyatt is alive. We're both alive. But he's dead.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
So I am Charles Hyatt Sr.'s son, and I have a son named Charles Hyatt. So yeah, man. So there's three of us. Well, there are two of us left. And so CJ is 10 years old, and I am not 10 years old. No, but Daddy died in 2007. So just making sure that, well, before he died, I told him that he gave the name to the right person. So so that's it. Just making sure that his name is remembered and we're living up his legacy through our lives.
How important is that, Charles, to live your father's legacy or to make sure that some of the things that he never accomplished, you accomplish it? How important is that for you?
Well, okay, so living my father's legacy is impossible. Representing his legacy is what we do. And it is extremely important because, hey, when I was growing up, you know, every time you leave the house, you know, you hear represent this address, you know, because if you don't, you can figure out the rest.
If you don't, do it by your own.
Exactly. You know, and that came from my mother and my father. So my life is about making sure that I can be a good role model for my two boys. I have Daniel and Charles, that I am representing my wife, Judith, and that I am representing the rest of my family. Right. I don't always get it right because sometimes, sometimes.
As you talk about growing up, the program is cultural mix, right? Are there any moments in growing up that you would have seen any cultural practices or any cultural practices that you remember growing up as a young man?
I tell you what I do remember that stuck with me, and it is still today. It was almost like my front door was on revolving hinges. And even though I might go in the fridge and say, "Oh, there's nothing to eat," make somebody show up at the front door and see if something is not prepared, something is not there for them to have, to eat, to partake in. And so that, I think, is a very big part of our culture that we should definitely try to give credence to, because it means that our culture was born out of community. And when I talk to Rastafarians, they say, come, unity, right? And that's what we need to do, is we need to remind everybody, come, unity.
Yeah. That's the nice way to put it. Come, unity, community. Thank you for that one. Quickly before we move on, you have mentioned your wife so early in the conversation.
She
Judith.
is, yes, Judith is a part of my life. I mean, my wife and my wife. I mean, that's just it. We're a partnership. So I will mention her in the beginning, middle, and end of the conversation. So
it is interesting that you say that, because last week we spoke with Aymara, and we were talking with Aymara about the importance of women and the role people play. And I had a way of saying the power of the female energy, and the perspective in which he put the female was quite refreshing for a lot of people who listened. So it is interesting now that we talked with you this week, and in your first opening statement, you are talking about Judith, your wife, and of course your sons, you know?
Yeah,
so
man. One thing I can tell you, and what I will be telling you is my experience, right? So I'm not speaking, I'm not representing the whole Jamaican culture. I'm telling you about my experience. My wife is my partner, right? That whole thing, happy wife, happy life type of thing. We don't even have to live like that, because we get up and try to make each other happy. Simple as that. And there are no rules in our house. And so we just partner on things and get things done.
No role rules.
No, none at all.
Tell me what that is. No role rules.
All right. I'm not very good at cooking, but I cook. I clean, I wash. If she needs to, she'll go pull out the lawnmower and cut the lawn. She will do whatever needs to be done. It's gonna get done. And there's no sitting on the couch and saying, "No, a woman thing that a man thing," or anything like that. No. If I'm doing something like fixing, I don't know, whatever I can fix, so it is over me trying to figure out how that fix. How that go. That's just how it is.
No role rules. Thank you so much for that one, Charles. Really bigging you up on that one. All right, so we talk about the legacy and representing the legacy of your father. We know Charles Hyatt was a man of the theater, a man for stage. Have you ever gone on stage?
I have been on stage, mostly to clean it off. That's about it. There were different stages in my life.
Yes.
As a toddler, that was one stage. Then there was adolescent. There was another stage. But that's about as far as it goes for me being on stage. To tell you the truth, I almost was on stage 2 years ago, and I was actually rehearsing for the role and feeling good and ready to take on my first role. And man, I plan and got a wipe out. So that's it.
How did that make you feel, and how prepared were you?
Well, I was prepared. I was loving the fact that it was going to happen, and I was loving the role, because there were short skits, and it was really fun. But the reason why I wasn't able to do it is because I joined the JDF as a reservist, and I'm enjoying that. So everything is for purpose.
Okay. We see where you are. So that's about it for stage for you.
Yeah. At this stage in my life, yeah, probably. Yeah.
You know, you're funny though. I mean, you're humorous.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's about it for stages for you. So, Charles, I noticed because I was trying to see some of the things in preparing to interview you. I realized that you seem to travel a few countries well.
Yeah, I've been to a few. I go to the countries that I go to the areas of the world that I'm intrinsically interested in. Um, so I was born in England, and no, I'm sorry, I should say I fell out in England, and about 18 months later, I was in Jamaica. So that's
Stop,
all I
stop,
know.
hold on,
That's
stop
all.
right there. What do you mean you fell out in England? You fell out of the sky?
Not the sky. Um,
What
um,
you mean, Charles?
um, you
Okay.
know, you
Yes.
know, I, bloop,
Me,
you know.
all right. So from England now,
Yes.
18 months.
18 months after that, I came to Jamaica, and
Okay.
my umbilical cord was planted in Kingston. And then after Kingston, some years down the road, I went to Washington, D.C. Spent many years as with DC as my home base.
Okay.
Moved to Zimbabwe, all over the place. I've been a whole bunch
Mm-hmm.
of places.
Zimbabwe. How was that for you?
Well, it was great for me. It was
Mm-hmm.
great. It was great. It wasn't good for the people I was with, but it was great for me. Being, I had two things going for me. I was a black person,
Mm-hmm.
coming to Africa for the first time, but the most important part of that entire time I was there was that I was Jamaican.
Okay.
I was seen as a Zimbabwean until I opened my mouth, and as soon as I spoke and people realized I'm a Jamaican, everything changed.
For the
Everything.
better or for the worse?
For the better. Don't Jamaican can't experience some worse in Africa? No, not possible.
Okay. So Zimbabwe, is that the only African country that you have traveled?
No. Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. I'm forgetting one of them.
Nigeria?
No. I haven't been to West Africa yet. The year not done though.
Okay. The year not done.
No, we have a direct flight, so
Yes, I noticed now that there's some direct flight. But for those that you have listed, the country that you have traveled, what were the similarities for you, and what were the wow moments and those deep moments for you?
I wish I wish I could bring Judith in on this answer. But the wow moments was just how receptive Africans are to Jamaicans, right? It always surprised me. I'll give you a story. My first day on the continent, I was on a plane filled with white people, volunteers, because I was in the Peace Corps at the time.
Okay.
And I made sure that I was the last person coming off the plane. And I came out and I had a jacket on, a black and gray Adidas jacket, and I had a red, green, and gold scarf around my neck because it was winter time in Zimbabwe at the time. And so I was up at the top. It was like walking out on Palisades back in the 80s when you had to walk down the stairs onto the tarmac and then into the airport. Right. So I come down and there's a whole group of volunteers down at the bottom being greeted and taken care of by the Peace Corps staff. So I come down and I move to the side and I'm relaxing. And one of the ladies comes to me and she says, "Are you with this group?" And I said, "Yes, I'm there with them, but I'm actually there by myself." And she says, "Huh? What? Where are you from?" And I said, "Well, I'm with them." But she said, brother, where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I'm from Jamaica." She says, "Huh? You're from Jamaica?" Jamaica. And she said, "You stay right here."
Okay.
And she went over to her group of compadres. And I saw them looking up like them about to rush me. And let me tell you something. The people them rushed over to me and picked me up and hug me. Welcome home, brother. Welcome home.
Look at
One piece of love. And let me tell you, say, by the time I got to the bus, the other volunteers start complaining to me. I get special treatment.
Bad mindset, you know.
Bad mindset, strong. And it was just amazing. And wherever I went in Zimbabwe, it was the same situation.
Wow. Can you imagine? So how I asked you about the comparison.
So then in South Africa, boy, I wish Jamaicans would understand the crown that we wear on our heads as Jamaicans, because in South Africa we were treated like royalty. Botswana, same. As soon as we mentioned we were Jamaicans, or they found out we were Jamaicans, I'll give you another story. We were at the border of Namibia and Botswana. That's where I go. Tanzania. Yes. That's where I go. I can't remember. We were at the Botswana border. And we were the last in line for the immigration, right? Because we got up late. You're supposed to get there like 6 in the morning. We got up at 10.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So we were in the back, and there was a soldier walking down the way, and he had his M16, and he might take some big steps. And these soldiers they're not like soldiers over here. They're huge. You understand? And I told Judith, I said, Judith, hold your passport down by your side, face out. And Judith said, for what? And I said, just do it for me now. Just do it, man. So she holds it down, face out, and this man is passing by us. And he passes us, take about 2 steps, and then he stops. And him come back. And he says, he points to Judith, and he points to me. He says, you, come with me. So Judith looked at me now, and her eye them wide. I mean, you could actually see her brain. That's how much space was around her eye with how it did wide. And I said, follow the man. And she said, but what about? I said, I'm coming with you. She said, I said, just go with him. So the man walks us up past maybe 150 people.
Wow.
Grabs the passport out of Judith's hand, slaps it on the counter and says, Jamaicans, let them through.
Okay.
Listen, it was one of those tearjerker moments. You know? And boy, the reception was just always like that, regardless. Yeah, and so, what was the other thing you asked me? Comparison on what?
Compare the experiences in different countries.
It was the same all over. All over.
As a Jamaican.
As a Jamaican, yeah.
Wow. So you hear them say King have no honor in them own country.
Listen, we have honor everywhere else. Because when we got Amsterdam, once I opened my mouth, a matter of fact, I was in Turkey and me not speak Turkish, none at all. But I had a jacket on that had a Jamaican flag on it. And I went to they have this thing called the bazaar. If you can think of a shopping area that is every inch of it is about the size of from Crossroads to Halfway Tree, and encompassing Halfway Tree, and it's a diameter, it's a circle, right? And it's just that. I mean, vendors all over the place.
Whoa, that must be something to look at.
It is amazing. It is the biggest we call it trading hub between the east and the west, right? So I'm walking and I have on this jacket and I decide, say, okay, I'm done shopping for the day. I go back to my hotel room, and I see that these little thugs are following me. So I'm saying, okay, now I'll get robbed. Something will go on, you know. And I cross the street, them cross the street. So, all right, no problem. So now it is either fight or flight. I'm not run, because if I run, it'll go, you know. So I turn around, I'm gonna start walk to them. When we get to them hold on for my jacket by the flag, and they say, talk it. And I'm saying, what? And And I said, talk it, talk. Oh, Wagwan. And they fell out laughing. Fell out. When I said them fall out again.
They want to hear it. They want to hear it. Wagwan.
And that's just how it's been. No matter where we go as Jamaicans, that's how we get treated.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, man.
So you go into Africa and you are treated like royalty. Put it that way.
Yeah, man.
People
Absolutely.
respect the very name Jamaica. It takes me now to this. We talk about brand Jamaica. You think we really understand the impact of brand Jamaica, Charles?
You know, I just had a reasoning with a brethren 2 days ago, right? And it will be up on our YouTube channel next week. But he was explaining. He's the chair of the Jaria Reggae Month committee, right?
Okay.
And we were talking about Reggae Month. There's a reason I'm saying all of this, yeah. And it was interesting that this Reggae Month in particular. Think about this deeply, right? When you talk about the amount of impressions and impact and participants in this last Reggae Month, over 2 million participants across the month.
Wow.
Now you tell me.
Wow.
You tell me. Is brand Jamaica real or what?
Wow. How much is that?
Over 2 million participants.
Let that sink in.
Brand Jamaica is real. And the thing about it, the greatest thing about it is that brand Jamaica is represented by all of the 2 million ambassadors that we are every single day. We don't have to do nothing special. Because if you look at it, our community tourism is growing at such a rapid pace that some of the hotels are worried because Airbnb are take over. Because people would rather come here and see what the normal people. I mean, you know, of course, the all-inclusives are never gonna really lose that. Because there are people that just want to come and put their feet in the sand and relax, which completely understand that. But the culture of this rock that we live on is deeply rested in our people, and that's what people want to experience.
And you did say we don't really have to do nothing for brand Jamaica to go out, to be sold, you know, for people see what Jamaica is. But the people in Jamaica, we're not talking about those persons who are in the tourism sector and so on. We're talking about us people. If we understand the impact that we are having on the world. So we don't want it to be in an advertisement. We don't want it to be something that is on TV, written in a script or anything to say, you know, do we understand the hold that we have on the world culturally? We really understand that concept?
I think the majority of us do. Because the majority of us are hustlers and they know that we're a tourism destination. And the majority of us have experienced some tourism interaction, whether or not we've traveled or not. People know that people know that Jamaica is a mecca for something, some reason, and people keep coming and they keep returning, and that is the most important part. Yeah, them can come, but do they return? Right? And the answer is a resounding yes, and it is because of us. So yes, we know that things not perfect, but we do know based on what we have been taught through our music, through our theater, through our whatever, our art. The world listens to Jamaica. The world is watching Jamaica.
You said something that we know because most of us are hustlers. For a long time, we understood having a hustle or hustling or being a hustler. We understood it not in a very positive way for a long time. Until recently, we see a particular phone company start using the hustle in a positive way, which even though they were using it in a positive way, Charles, a lot of people were hung up on this word hustle and how they understood it. You know what I mean? So it is interesting to hear you now talk about the fact that most of we are hustlers.
All right. If I had said, as Jamaicans, we turn we hand and make fashion.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, you know.
I same thing.
It's the same thing, but because of the fact that we understood hustle and hustling and hustlers to mean something in a negative way, when it is put to us, we kind of, step back and say, wow, we're a hustler, huh? But I understand clearly what you're saying. And because of that kind of concept, as we now are looking at it, then we know that Jamaica, we really do have an impact on the world. And the impact, of course, for the most part, is a positive one.
Yeah,
we agree with you, Charles. I just want to break for a little to just big up some people who are on Facebook. Tavia Foster, she said, we're born here and we're not left here. The spirit of Jamaica is real. So thank you for that, Tavia. And Kehe, he's just different. I love this man. Wow, you hear that, Charles?
I heard it.
I love how this man reason. That is Kay, and Kay is listening from Portland, I think. So we have lots of feedback coming in here. So thank you, Kay. Invite your friends and invite your friends to listen to us. We are talking with Charles Hyatt, and he says there's 3 of them. And right now it is 2 who are alive because one of the Charles Hyatt, he has transitioned. So there are 2 Charles Hyatt here, and we are talking to the one who is not 10 years old. Right, Charles?
Exactly.
Right. So we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come right back to Cultural Mix here in the studios of Fit FM 96.7. Get a little water, Charles, and kind of damp up your tongue a little till we come back.
Cool.
Oko Nuro. We are going to listen to our original
Flow, we are flow.
Flow, we are flow.
Jasper Younger. Jasper Younger. Na Younger. Warrior. Fierce freedom fighter. Liberator. Younger. Younger, Jasper Younger, na Younger. Jasper Younger, na Younger. Great warrior, rise, possess our souls in our hearts, foment rebellion. Give us strength to trample tyranny, tear down these walls. Younger, 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 younger.
Cultural mix every Friday afternoon, 6 to 8 p.m. Bev Moon Child and Fit FM 96.7, and we tune in every Friday. We lock in. Aisha Jackson.
Jasper Younger, na Younger. Go before us, cut and clear the way as we forward fearlessly to face the foe within, without, to root them out. Younger, younger. Younger, younger. Let's honor the mighty one. Not forget the great patriot. Warrior, faith, freedom fighter, liberator, Jasper Younger, na younger. Younger, Jasper Younger. Warrior, tears, freedom fighter, liberator, younger.
Nora there, folks. Another powerful one there, younger. Okonoro, wherever you are, big up yourself, my brother. Keep on putting in the work because we need them positive vibration here to take us through these challenging times. So big up Okonoro there. And we're going to big up some other persons on Facebook. Just Rockers. Charles is the greatest. You hear that, Charles? Yes. Thank you, Just Rockers, for joining. Daniel Anderson, live with Bev Moon Child. Thank you, Daniel Anderson, somewhere in the US. Just tell us which state you're in, Daniel. We really love the kind of vibration that's happening. Big up Bev Moon Child. We thank you so much, folks, for being with us. We respect you. We appreciate the love because we know you could have listened to some other thing or watch Netflix or something, but you are committed to staying and listening to Cultural Mix on a Friday evening. We really love that. We appreciate it. So thank you so much, Charles. We're back with you.
Yeah, man. I'm here.
So you have traveled large and far and wide, several countries in Africa and other European countries, and of course the USA. But you are now in Jamaica. Why was it important to come back to Jamaica?
Should I give you a short answer or the long one?
Give me the long one. Come and know
All right.
you want to know short answer person.
Right. So, all right. So when I migrated to the States, it was not because I was calling for the States. It's because my mother said, "You have to go," so you have to go. And I landed in New York, spent 2 weeks, and then moved to Maryland. And the first person my mother introduced me to was Miss Chin. And Miss Chin owned a Jamaican eatery called Negril in Silver Spring.
Okay.
And so remember what I said. I met her when I just got there.
Miss Chin.
The last person that I saw before I left 28 years later was Miss Chin.
Wow.
And I said to Miss Chin, you know, I move home tomorrow. And she said, "You finally did it." And I said, "What?" She said, "You finally did it." And I said, what you mean by that? She said, "Boy, when you came here and saw me for the first time and your mother introduced you to me, you said, 'Don't get used to me. I'm not going to be here long.'"
Okay.
I was 10 at the time. So moving back to Jamaica wasn't an assignment, you know. It was Jamaica reeling me back in. The rope had gotten too long, and you know, it got the spring roll. So the spring pulled me, and I had to come back home. I mean, what I had said is that even because I didn't even go to my graduation for grad school, I told them, "Me get my thing, me good. Me no need for go to graduation." I got my degree and walked onto a plane.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Because Jamaica, I had moved out of Jamaica, but as with most of the Jamaicans who live in the diaspora, Jamaica has not left us. And so we yearn and we yearn and we yearn and we yearn. But I decided I'm tired of yearning. Me I come home.
You want to come back to Jamaica?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that is important to know that at 10 years old, you could have said to Miss Chin, "Don't get used to me."
Yeah.
Because I'm not going there for too long. So from a 10-year-old boy, Charles can see in the future if you know, say, "Me not go in another place there too long, you know. So don't get used to me." What could it be for you at 10 years old to come out with something like that?
My mother and father instilled some serious cultural groundation in me. And when I went to the United States is when I learned that I was a black man or a black boy or whatever. I never knew that before. I was a human being that was expected to be the greatest that I could be.
Yeah.
As coming from the Caribbean in 1980, I was seen as primitive. First time in my life, I was seen as primitive. So the first thing they did was they held me back a scholastic year. Because I was so advanced in that school at that time, the teachers couldn't really deal with me. And it became a thing where I stuck out like a sore thumb because I kept on questioning. I kept on. My mother and my fathers always say, yo, if you don't know something, ask questions. Ask questions. There's no such thing as a foolish question. Ask questions.
Yeah.
And so when they're doing long division, I'm saying, but why not do short division? And you get the same answer.
Yeah.
And it's shorter. You know, me learned that long time. Why am I going to do long division? And the teachers never understood it. So I knew that I was a square trying to fit in a round peg.
In a round, yeah.
Yeah.
So Charles, from early you had the ability to critically think.
Well, yeah, like most Jamaican youths, yeah. I mean,
critically think. Yeah. And I was listening something today, you see? And the person who was being interviewed, he was referring to the very same thing that you're talking about, the system, and especially the school system. And it is not really set up for black youth. Because he was talking as a English born, black English born. And him said, boy, the system not really set up for us to think and for us to excel. So the minute you start to excel, you are going to be looked at, you're going to be questioned, and in some cases you're going to be ridiculed because they not expect that to happen. So now that you have said it, me realize that it is a thing for true, especially leaving Jamaica and going away. You don't expect it to be brighter than those who you would have gone and met there.
And I want to tell you, it is even more than that, you know, because I was talking to our brethren in Ghana today, and when you look at the education system that we have, whether it is in the United States, whether it is in England, whether it is in Jamaica, it's just wrong. Because I don't remember where I heard this, but look at nature and tell me which different species of trees look the same.
None, Charles.
Exactly.
None.
So then how is it that we can be told that everybody learns in this way?
None,
and
Charles.
You know, so the whole thing is rigged.
Yeah.
Right?
And it is rigged against us.
And it is rigged against us.
Yeah.
So the thing is that if you're not teaching your children, or if your children not teaching you to think outside the box, then you're just going to be regurgitating everything that they have taught you, which wrong.
Which wrong from the very beginning. And that is, I'm so really happy to hear you kind of, saying these things, because these are things that a number of us talk about the system. But sometimes when you talk, people kind of put you in a little, they want to put you somewhere to say that is where over this you belong, because you're not speaking what everybody else is speaking. You talk again. Amara said last week that when the system go clockwise, him go anti-clockwise. And in your anti-clockwise thinking, there are a number of questions that you're going to ask. Some of the questions rub people wrongly, but you just have to ask it. And your parents would have grown you up that way to always ask questions. Some of us, we don't ask questions. We just go on with what is presented to us.
Well, you see,
and then when other people ask questions now, we have a problem.
I tell my sons, I tell everybody that will listen to me actually, the devil lives comfortably in easy.
Yeah.
Success is surrounded by difficulty. Right? In order for you to be successful in anything you do, you must put in the work.
Yeah.
Right? So when you hear somebody ostracize someone who is going against the grain, it's because they're used to easy. Let's just keep the status quo. Let's just keep it as it is. because the easy is working for them.
Yeah.
Right? And even if it is not working for them, it is not making them uncomfortable.
Exactly.
But those of us who want more out of life, who want to see what is my potential really, we have to push against the grain.
We have to.
Because just to do whatever you tell me to do, that's not living. That's not living.
You have to
having
go
life,
outside of your comfort, your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And we also have to instill that kind of thing in our young people, in our children, for them to always ask the questions and to look and not think the way other people expect you to think. And then you see, some people are not thinking, Charles, because if we were thinking, some things would not go down well with us. If we were thinking, we wouldn't have accepted some of the things that is dished out to us, and some of the we may want to just conform because we don't want to create no problem. We don't want to create anything. We don't want anybody to look down on us. But guess what? Changes come through when you challenge the status quo. That is how change is coming up.
Bev, there is not one thing on this earth, and earth is the only thing I know about. There's not one thing on this earth that grows without pain and grows without change, right?
Yeah.
So my blessing, which other people might say is a curse, is that me not take foolishness. I'm a very straightforward, straight talking individual, and if I say foolishness, I'm going to call it. I remember when my sons were going to a certain prep school, and I had to go to the teacher and say, "Yo, what kind of foolishness I teach my son? You're still teaching that Christopher Columbus discovered Jamaica? What is this foolishness?" And I got into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
My kids got ostracized, and we had to leave the school. But hey, whatever, because guess what? I'm not going to allow you. First of all, I'm paying you.
Yeah.
If I'm paying you to educate my child, educate my child.
How you want it to be, how you want your child to be educated, yeah?
Exactly. Educate my child. I'm paying you. I'm not begging you for education. Because if that's the case, we can all educate ourselves.
Yeah.
We can all do our own reading. We can all do our own thing and educate ourselves, which is what we should do. We should really educate ourselves. But if it is that I want to put my child in school and you're asking me to pay you, then do your job.
Somebody would say the teachers really, they don't even have it in them. In some cases, to teach otherwise, because they're following a curriculum and they're following something that is set for them, and them just regurgitate. That's what is happening in the schools. A lot of things. Them just go from the books, and some of the teachers, we have to just be honest and just say it as it is. Them don't know anything else other than what them did learn, and so they're just passing it on to our students.
But the problem lies in the parents, though, and I'm going to say that because if a teacher is not doing right, if the parent doesn't check that teacher, I don't care what curriculum she has. I don't care who she has as the principal or who he has as a principal. If you're teaching foolishness to my child, I go check you.
Yeah.
And what happens again is that parents delve in easy. Boy, it's been a rough day. I can't bother with just learn that and then get just pass the grade and pass the this and pass. And then they wonder why them picnic look like them looking into space when you ask them difficult questions. When you ask them questions that come in different levels of thinking and they wonder what is going on, and you're saying, but should I learn that already? Well, it's kind of late to ask them that.
Because the thing is, Charles, we prepare our children to pass exams.
Exactly. Our children learn what is called what psychiatrists, psychologists call swatting long time.
Yeah, them just learn to pass. Exam.
Yeah, man.
Let them do. So outside of the exam, don't ask them nothing because they don't know. Them never learn it.
May have to make sure that we're talking 100% truth. Some of our children.
Some, yes. Yeah.
And some of our teachers stayed away there because there are some magnificent teachers who go above and beyond when it comes to imparting knowledge on our children, and we give thanks for them.
Yeah.
And there are some children who are just amazing. I interviewed one the other day who is a 9-year-old and beat out 700 competitors in a coding thing to make up a game, and he won. He won, and these 700 competitors are from all over the world, 80 different countries. And this little Jamaican youth went and created a video game and won best coder in the class, right?
Coming out of Jamaica.
So, and then we have my new favorite author, Mr. Anu, and Anu is on his way to absolute greatness, you know. So, I just, we have to understand that there are, our smart children and our great teachers are not anomalies.
Yeah. So we want shout out some great teachers. This is coming from Just Rockers. So thank you, Just Rockers. Yes, there are some really great teachers out there. So when we said teachers, we were just, generalizing, which is not always the best thing. So we are saying shout out to great teachers and, of course, the students who are committed to learning. So someone else here, Thelma. Hear what Thelma said now, Charles. True thing. I thought she's referring to when you spoke about the Jamaicans who leave Jamaica and live outside of Jamaica. We move out, but our heart is still there. That's what she's saying, no matter what. So Thelma is agreeing with you that Jamaicans who live abroad, their heart really is in Jamaica. But because of, whatever the circumstances are, they have to just be where they are. So people are responding and people are talking back to us. Teachers listening, careful. Kay is warning me, said teachers listening, so we must be careful. So make we brush up the statement now. We are saying not all of our teachers just regurgitate and just slap it dash and give it to our students. That's not what we're saying. We are saying there are some teachers who do that, honestly speaking. So that's what we are saying. Not all. We could not have said all teachers. So if it came out that way, teachers will want to apologize because we know say a lot of go beyond and above the call of duty, especially in this COVID time. I just realized, Charles, that this online teaching take out more out of the teachers than the face-to-face,
Listen to me. I had a conversation yesterday with a teacher, and the trouble that the teachers go through with this online thing, it is astronomical. I mean, as a parent, you say, okay, sit down in front of a computer, but think about it. You have a 9-year-old, you have a 10-year-old, whatever it is, a child. How do you think that child is going to sit in one place looking at a computer screen and just stare?
No.
Just look. And just do everything you tell them. Do it. No, a child going drift. A child is going to go on YouTube. A child is going to go on whatever it is. That is what a child does.
Them even a private message them one another while the teacher.
Yes. And look, if you ever hear about some of these smart children, believe me, the teachers have it rough.
They have it rough in the COVID time, and a lot of them still are putting out so much effort in making sure
I give thanks for that.
The learning process continues and is effective.
Yeah, man, I give thanks for that because the teachers, I mean, some of them will call the students, call the parents and say, all right, I know school finishing up, but I know that Johnny had a little problem with this. So I want to talk to Johnny and see. And they're working. So we give thanks for them, man. There's one of the greatest professions that I think should be the highest paid in the country are our frontline workers. And so teachers are our frontline workers. And I think they should be paid more than the Prime Minister. And that's just the way I think.
We should advocate for that. Teach everybody,
Yeah, man.
So, that is what the union for the teachers should be really putting forward. And we have so much things. Just before we move off from this teaching thing, something I want to bring forward, that a number of our teachers are going in pocket to get money to pay for data for students and data for themselves too. So it is really stretching in this time for a teacher. So we want to big up the teachers. We want to make sure that point is out there, big and clear. All right.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, man.
Charles, in talking to you, I find that there's a certain commitment that you have. You have not only for family but for Jamaica, and that is why after so many years living abroad, you would have come back to Jamaica and not just come back and sit down, but come back and creating a positive impact, bringing out good stories out of communities and from families. So we're going to touch good news now. Talk to me about good news. Why good news, and what is happening with good news?
So Good News Jamaica Communications Limited is a online presence company. It's an online media house that deals with the presence of Jamaicans and Jamaica. And we tell the stories of Jamaica and Jamaicans globally 24/7. We want to, life has a scale, right? And we want to make sure that we're balancing the scale or tipping the scale to what it's supposed to be. We are naturally and mostly positive thinking and positive acting and positive supporting people. We are being told, and we have been told for a long time, that we are negative, and this we're corrupt, and we're with this and with that and with that. That's just not true, right? And so, whereas there is truth in the fact that there are bad things that's happening with Jamaicans and with Jamaicans around the world, it is not the majority of our story. So I believe that the only way our story will be told is if we tell it ourselves.
Yeah.
So that is the reason I created Good News Jamaica, which can be found on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else. We are made to help Jamaica put forward, like we were saying before, brand Jamaica, because we want to increase the interest, trust, and investment in our nation family. That's really what Good News Jamaica is about.
So I make a note. So you talk about improving or increasing the trust, interest,
trust, and investment. Yes.
Talk to me about each of those principles.
All right. So our company is built on 3 pillars: believe, inspire, transform.
Okay.
If I believe in myself and I want to be the best me that there is, everybody is looking, and anybody that sees me gets inspired naturally by what I am doing about me, right? And they say, but if that is what is happening because he is living the way he's living, what about if I try it, right? And if now somebody else tries to believe in themselves and then try to do the best that they can do in life, then what has just happened? You have just transformed the way that a person thinks. So believe, inspire, transform are our pillars for Good News Jamaica, right? And those pillars are made because we want to increase the amount of interest that people have in Jamaica. When they come and they see and they connect to Jamaica and they understand that this interest is real, and they see that Jamaica, there is a positive thing about Jamaica that they are attracted to, now they become interested in staying connected to Jamaica, right? And now they have begun to trust the connection that they have. So if they now trust that connection that they have by coming back, by continuously buying our music or going to our plays or whatever it is, interacting with this thing that they were interested in, which is Jamaican culture, they have now started to actively invest in our culture, right? And if we're going to sit down and wait on government to fix everything, we're not, in a sense. Let's go and say it straight.
Yeah.
So if we don't create the package for people to invest, look at our stock market. With all that is going on and with all that has been going on from a long time, how is it that the Jamaican stock market is the best performing stock market in the entire world?
Wow.
How is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the work is being put in and the people that are interested are coming and seeing, but wait, that's a country that I want to invest in. And now the investment is turning into dividends and people are realizing that, Jamaica really are going with things.
Yes. But there persons listening to this kind of discussion that we're having will say, but there is this one thing though that investors and people coming back, even persons who want to return, who would have gone to live outside of Jamaica and would want to return, there is this one thing that is kind of keeping some persons out. This one thing, and there seem to be like it's not improving, Charles. When we look at the murder rate and the crime statistics, you'll find that this is it's a block for some persons coming in and maybe investing too. What do you think? How do you find that?
All right. So the one thing that is stopping people, especially diasporans, from moving home is a thing called fear.
Fear.
Right? Fear is built by what you are fed. Right? Fear gets a gripping hold based on the knowledge you have. So if the news that they get is always this murder, 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 kill, 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 murder, murder, kill, kill, if it is all that, then you have to understand the fear level. Right? So now, if those people get a choice to learn something else about Jamaica, now the scale starts to balance out and start to say, but what is the real story? What is the real story? Because if the narrative that we have been fed was real, me a dead long time. Right? Because what it says is that anybody that is trying to do good in Jamaica, they might get ripped off, they might get killed, they might get this, they might get that. Me a dead long time. And so would all of the do-gooders and all the other people who are really interested in growing our country, and not even growing our country, growing our neighborhood. You understand? Growing the picnic next door. When a vendor who has no children whatsoever puts children through school, why
it's
not talk about
amazing.
that?
Amazing. Right? Hence, we see now why you would have chosen to have Good News Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
So there are so many good news, a plethora of good news across this island. And we can see that you have been putting in the work and you are really interested in putting out the good news about Jamaica. I have been sharing it. I can tell you. And people are just in awe of what is happening through your platform. You know what I mean? So we want to big you up for the work that you do and for the people that you work with, Charles. You talk about fear and fear gripping people. You know, I listen a lot to the radio. I don't watch TV. I don't have a TV. So we listen a lot to the radio, and I listen BBC a lot too. And guess what? Even in this pandemic, coming out of Russia, you know what I heard them saying today? That the virus is there and it would have taken out a lot of persons, a lot of elderly people. The number was so high in Russia. I'm not so sure of the death count that they had. But you know what? Something he said that struck me. And even talking with you now, I'm thinking about it, Charles. He said, we are living with this virus. We are not paralyzed by it.
Exactly.
That the fear you spoke about, he just brought it back to me. And another thing that he said, that some people may think that they're being callous and they're being cold about, when he said, we don't dwell on the dead. We don't dwell on death. And Some persons would have said them cold and so on and so on. But I understand the perspective from which he was coming. And now that we're having this conversation and you are talking about that fear, you said that's something we name fear.
I want a serious thing, man.
We have to take charge of it, because if we don't, we are going to be paralyzed.
Yeah.
Paralyzed by this fear.
I give you an example that just happened recently. So I'm a little prankster sometimes, and one of my ace, my right hand person, Tiffany McCleggan for Good News Jamaica, great woman.
Big up Tiffany.
Big up Tiffany, big time. She is afraid of rat, like nothing, afraid of rat. So, being a prankster, me find a dead rat in her yard. And
yes,
me back her up in the room with the dead rat.
No.
Listen, Tiffany almost had a conniption. You hear me?
Yes.
And I said to her very sternly, I said, look, step towards your fears and get over them. Because you cannot be afraid of a dead something. It dead, it not do nothing to you. Step towards your fear and get over it. And you know, it took her a little while. But remember me tell you, she stepped towards it. I'm a little lioness, you know. And she stepped towards it, and she's not afraid of them things anymore. And it is a way that we need to manage our fears. You cannot, you see, once you're not managing your fear will manage you. And that is where your growth stops. That's where your forward projection stops.
Yep. Charles, you know, that was a teaching moment there for Tiffany.
Yeah, it was. Even though it was real funny.
Step to your fears.
Yeah, man. Step to
and
your fears.
And that's the thing, they did not have no life.
It not a life. We afraid of. And another example I have is a powerful sister named Tina. She lives in Jersey and she afraid to make the move to come home. Afraid, right? Always putting it off for this. And then she tells me that she want move home. I want move home. And I say, yo, don't tell me nothing else. Tell me when you buy the ticket, yeah? I don't want to hear nothing else from you, because what are you doing? Because I live here and a whole heap of people live here. Are we dead? What is up? What are you afraid of? And you know, the other day she told me she'll be here. She buy the ticket and she's moving home.
Yeah.
So
we have to keep this here, Charles. Such a nice moment here in this discussion. I just want to share with you quickly. Thelma is saying fear kills.
That's right.
Fear kills, fear paralyzes, fear cripples people. So we really have to step to. And Rose, thank you for joining. She said good night. Just tuning in. Thank you so much, Rose. She's always here with us, Charles. We have some persons who we can call them ever present, ever faithful, you know.
Big up, Rose.
Yes, they're always with us and just talking back with us, because it's an interactive program. So when we go Facebook Live now, people really, talk back to us and give us their feedback and so on. I want to share this one quickly, just about as we're talking about teachers. So Tavia is saying, saw an early childhood teacher on the floor using her tiles to teach measurement and items of her clothing to describe what is long and what is short. Can you imagine?
Yeah, man, I can imagine.
Yeah, she's just highlighting, how teachers really go out of them way sometimes to make sure that the students get the concept. Child, it's amazing talking to you. Me really, you don't understand sometimes the depth of how some people think until you really talk to them and allow them to speak. And just by talking to you in this discussion, I realize that, you're deep. You really are a serious person. And Good News Jamaica, as you put it, is here to inspire, transform, for a person to believe, inspire, and be transformed. And if you continue that, Charles, I know that you can go places with Good News Jamaica. We're not done with you yet. We're going to take a little break. play another piece. Is it from Imara? And Rise from Imara. And then we come back and talk to you, Charles.
All
And
right. Good to
wrap
go.
up. Thank you so much for being with us. Just get a little water.
Yeah, man.
Listen to Imara.
The cry of the oppressed, the cry of the downtrodden man. Brothers and sisters, we got to, yes, rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. People working so hard, then get underpaid, and to mount situation that's just first aid. Depression and stress when the bills can't be paid. Still me not go falter, not go fade. Got to move ahead in life, no matter what it takes. The chains and the barriers, you know we gotta break. My eyes are open, and now that I'm awake, now go make you eat up the cake. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. Uplift yourself from poverty and shame. No more self-pity, the victory must claim. The ancestors' blood must never go in vain. We have the power of the sun and the rain. As rebel in the street, we never for one retreat. We know the struggle bitter, we know say it no sweet. We trample corruption under we feet. Climb it to the highest peak. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. Yeah, yaga, yeah. Courageous, that's how we must be. Deep inside your heart and soul, my people, you must be free. Wider than the ocean, deeper than the deep blue sea. In you, in I, in everyone, there is a possibility. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. Rise up,
Rise up there, Rise by Imara. Don't you bow and fall. Rise. Charles, the feedback is wonderful here. Derwin is in the UK. I know an elderly couple that come back home to Jamaica, living there for years. But at their old age of relaxing, they are now selling and coming back to the UK. It's kind of sad in his view, he said. Well, there are different cases and,
Yeah, man, there are definitely different reasons why an elderly couple would want to move back to the UK. I mean, one of the things you can think about is that the health system and healthcare for the elderly is probably more, they can have more access over there, and it's probably more affordable at their age.
Yeah.
you know.
And another
Before you read the next one, if there's a next one, I want to say to you, before you went to the break, you were talking about what I am doing and how the reasoning is going why. I want you to understand one thing though, that the reason wouldn't be so sweet if it wasn't for the good host. You set a type of an environment where we can actually reason. There's sometimes when you go on to shows like, not like this because there is no show like this, but you go on to shows and you get interviewed. How old are you, and where are you from, and all them things. But this are reasoning, and this is what is nourishing to the ears and to the soul. And so we give thanks for you, Bev, for what you have put together. We give thanks for Fit FM for allowing what you have put together to happen. And Jamaica is growing because of people like yourselves.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. Yeah, make me blush. Why you do that to me this Friday evening? But I really thank you. Truth is true. Thank you. But this one now is going to lead me to where I wanted to go. Charles is among the biggest brand Jamaica ambassadors. Loving the program and the lively reasoning. You know who said that? Who could have said that, Charles? More than the one and only Judith.
Judith. I pay her well.
So Charles, talk to me now about the importance of family.
What? Oh my God. Me represent family. Family is the second most important thing to me. The most important thing to me is life, and then come my family. So, I mean, what is there else to say? I love my family. I represent my family, and I don't just mean my immediate family of my wife and my 2 children, but my extended family. I am a family-oriented person.
Yeah. That kind of supporting each other in each other's venture and so on. The projects that you have, she supports you. Her project, you support her. That kind of, we are in this together kind of thing. Not just talk or word of mouth, but just actually doing it. How important is that kind of thing for persons who are listening now to Charles Sayat and wanting to learn some more from you?
I can just tell the people who are listening, try it. Try it. Try to get into a relationship where the both of you understand that everything you do and everything you say should be preempted by how is this going to affect my partner. Try it. Try it and see. If you find somebody that can do that with you, remember me tell you, the year is going past by and you're going to be like, how we get so far? What's going on?
Yeah. Because sometimes we get into relationships for different reasons, not true?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I have never seen a situation where a person gets into a relationship based on circumstance and it becomes the most wonderful thing in the world. Now, don't get me wrong. Me and Judith, we have whole heap of problems sometimes. But the problem for me is not the issue. It is the response.
Yeah.
Right? So what I always say to Judith when she's all vexed and no, this can't go on, and okay, fine, I understand you're vexed, but what does that mean to us?
Yes.
And she then will show it right back at me. And and when I get to the point, I'm done with this, I can't. Yeah. What does that mean to us? Because the bottom thing is that it don't really mean nothing to us, me just vex. And so, I've said in a recent interview, there are many times where we think that this is it, it's the end. But we are dedicated to the vows that we had, and I gave my vows to God. It wasn't to Judith. And so me want to make sure.
Talk to me about that now.
No, so okay. When I decided to marry Judith, this is my second marriage, right? when I decided, and I was not going to get married ever again, right? But
she hold you.
She hold me. Me not telling her. She hold me. Anyway, I don't want to tell her I said so neither, chop. Anyway, so when I decided, I said, you know what, I don't want to write any vows. I'm not. I'd rather tell you from my heart. And many years later, I recognized that was done. That was divine order, and I was not giving my vows to Judith. I wasn't promising Judith for better or for worse, and for this and for that. I was telling God. God is who I answer to, right? My savior, my creator is who I answer to. And in representing my creator, I must put in the effort to be able to be true to my word. So if I give my vows to my creator, then may have a job for them.
Yeah.
And that job is to be, I don't have to be the best husband in the world, even though I am. But I do have to keep trying. And I'm committed to keep trying. And so is Judith. Judith is committed to keep trying. And that is the reason we've lasted 12 years. And that is the reason why we're going to last 84 more. And that's just it.
Congrats on the 12-year, Charles.
Thank you.
You talk about commitment, and it has to be commitment from both ends. Not true?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I'm committed on this end. You are committed on this end. It's like a seesaw. When you go on a seesaw, you don't have one go up so and the other one drop a ground.
Right.
Balance ought to be created, because it is that is going to really take you through the rough times, and especially if you have children in the mix too, you have to seek for that balance all the time. So we want to really big you up. Yes.
But in that analogy, I want to express that with a seesaw, in order for you to have fun, there has to be up and down,
highs and lows.
Right. So the goal of life is to know that there are going to be ups and downs, and understand how you're going to respond to them.
Yeah.
Because are you going to sit down on the ground and let the other one stay up there and just done the thing? Are you going to actually use your legs where your power is and stand up and then go back up?
Yeah. What a great way to look at it, Charles Hyatt.
Remember saying
the highs and the lows, of life. I want to read something quickly from Derwin. Derwin is responding to what you said about the interviewer. So Derwin says, a true Charles, the Bev Moon Child show is a cut above the rest. Thank you, Derwin. Big up Bev and the whole Fit FM crew. We thank you so much. And I tell you, Derwin is in the UK, and you know what time it is in the UK now, because it's 7:46 in Jamaica.
Oh, wow.
They're 5 hours ahead of us?
Yeah, man.
Probably going midnight now, not true?
Big up Derwin.
Yes, he's agreeing with you. But Charles Hyatt, we could talk forever, because you have that kind of, you come back to Jamaica, you have a reason why you come back. You have a purpose that you're trying to fulfill. So in wrapping up now, I want you to speak to those people who are not so sure and they're wavering. Those who may live abroad want to come back, and people in Jamaica who may have that thought of wanting to do something that will uplift the country, but they're wavering. Talk to them.
I would say start small, because if you try to uplift the country, you're going to become overwhelmed. Uplift yourself.
First of all.
Look inside, figure out what it is that you do naturally that just makes you feel great. Right? I mean, and understand, for people living in the diaspora, Jamaica has, needs for every profession there is out there. Anything that is professional and can add to the economy, Jamaica needs it. And so if you are sure that what you do is something you love to do and you want to come home, give it a try. Give it a try. Listen, the thing is that there is no end in what you can do. Even if, just like the elderly couple we just talked about, if you find that it doesn't work, you can go back.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you try, and you're not going to say, boy, I wish I could, I wish I would. Try it out. Don't move everything home. Come home for 3 months, come home for 2 months, come on. Try something. Get connected to an organization here in Jamaica that you can get your hands dirty. You can put your hand in the soil. Whatever organization, whether it be Farmers Association or Good News Jamaica, or whatever it is.
Jamaica, yeah.
Get involved with the image that you want to represent.
Identify with, yes.
Yes. And think about it that way. Think about life in that way. What do I want to represent? Let me move towards those things that help me represent that thing. And if that means moving home, fine. It could also mean staying wherever you are and helping out from a distance.
Yeah.
If that is what you want to do naturally, that's what you should do. That's what you should do. Jamaica not gonna away. Right? And it means that there's always going to be opportunity for you to impact Jamaica positively. So think about it. Really, really think about it. The meds on it. Meditate on it big time. And then move towards it. Because if you stay in the planning stage, you're not getting anything done.
Yeah. The people who are here now, who may have a thought, may have an idea of something that they want to do, that can uplift their community or uplift Jamaica.
Again, I have to say, start with you first. When you start with you, and one of the things that I love to do is whenever somebody walk past my gate and say hello, say hi, even if them not look at me, hi, how you doing? And it's so interesting that there are sometimes when my head not up and I don't see somebody and I hear somebody say, oh, when I get my high today. I mean, it's a serious thing. And so just a simple thing as that. Start with you. Start with you. Make you happy inside with the person that you see in the mirror every day. And I guarantee you, naturally, you will impact everybody around you.
Yeah, start with you.
Yeah, man.
Start with you. Such an amazing talk we've been having, Charles. And what a way to, as we kind of come down now, 9 minutes to 8 o'clock. You can imagine? We are dark. What a way to just say, start with you. If you want people to tell you morning, you start telling people morning.
Exactly.
So be what we're saying, be the change that you want to see.
Exactly.
And if we are the change, then it replicates, in your home, and then it's spread out in the society. If your school is your community, if your church is your community, wherever your community is, where you spend most of your waking hours, start there, and the positive impact will just ripple.
That's right.
Charles Hyatt, really, we want to thank you for an awesome discussion that we have. We see there is hope. Good News Jamaica is bringing that hope, and Good News Jamaica is making sure that people see the good about Jamaica. We want to thank you because we also can say that you did an interview with us too. I'm Mara myself and Noah, a 9-year-old. So we see the work that you are doing and we appreciate coming from us here on Cultural Mix and from Fit FM. We are saying continue the work, Charles. You have a purpose that you are fulfilling and it is impacting people positively. I want to big you up for that. You specifically said at the top of the program that you cannot live your father's heritage, but you can represent his heritage. And we want to big you up for that. Big up your wife, Judith. Big up your sons. And just big up yourself. Continue doing what you're doing. And definitely, we're going to keep this connection. Charles Hyatt, we thank you so much. Enjoy your Friday evening. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And take care, my brother. You really have been an inspiration this evening. Thank you so much. You hear?
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
All the very best, Charles. Anybody you want to shout out before you leave?
I want to shout out Judith. I want to shout out my mother, Vera Hyatt. I want to shout out my sister, who is an excellent actor in Hollywood, doing very well. Just had a Denzel movie. Charlene Hyatt, Michael Hyatt. That's a story that you should really, really understand. You need to talk to her. But
Yes.
I want to big up Tiffany, big lioness Tiffany, and just all the wonderful people out there that are representing Brand Jamaica with just being themselves.
Thank you, Charles.
Blessings.
We'll talk. All the very best.
All right, cool.
Cultural Mix, Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. And as we say music, we're touching a little piece. Oko Onoro again. Oko in my ears this evening.
Listen and listen well to what I have to tell. I kill, no deal, I kill of reality. But the people them are wheeling this concrete, tell about things and times I tell. Of crimes against humanity, like poverty. You know, people them are I kill. I flip them, I flip every step, them a step. Trouble them, says every turn them make I tell. After terror in the night, the flight from the fire and the blood. Oh, fear to cool, confusion control, I tell. The lie may not tell them talk about human rights. But all I sight is human rights, and that's no lie.
That's Oko Onoro, ladies and gentlemen. I tell. Listen well to what I have to tell. And what we are telling you, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're really winding down because we're coming down to the close of Cultural Mix. It has been an awesome evening. We thank you so much, everybody who joined us. We thank you. We big you up. We love the interaction that we had. And we want to say our Facebook Live family. Telma, you really represent. Have a good evening, she said. Thank you, Telma. Thank you, Derwin. Thank you, Kay. Everybody, Judith. We all appreciate Rose, everybody who joined in, and Tavia, everybody who, sent a shout out or just send a little feedback, a little response. That is what we want. We want for you to talk to us. Tell us how you feel about the program. Is there anybody out there that you know that you think, we would want to talk to on Cultural Mix? Make some suggestions. We will go through them and see. That's what we want. We want to build the program. We are building the station. Things are happening, and we love the feedback. It can only get better. We want to thank everybody. It's Friday, and tomorrow is Saturday. So if you are a Sabbath keeper, Holy Sabbath for tomorrow, and Sunday if you go to church. What church now keep again? Whether or not, whether it's online or wherever, enjoy yourself. Church here on Sunday, yes. So you can listen. Word from the Mountain on Sunday. Yes, you can listen. Tune into Fit FM on Sunday morning and have church with Fit. Word from the Mountain. William the Baptist. Yes. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate you always. Everybody, take care. You have an awesome weekend. See you next Friday. And next Friday is going to be hilarious, people. I can't tell you yet. It's going to be hilarious. It is going to be a Sebolius Friday next week. Because after you become awesome, what else do you become more than Sebolius? You have to tune in on Friday. Stay tuned, people. It's Cultural Mix. Have a very good Friday evening. We love you. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Fit FM. God bless. Take care.
Else step by step, buzz one, step by step, buzz one. oppression and oppression. I tell, no tale, I tell of reality. You know, this